Each year, girls from all over the world come in search of the crown of beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss World 1976. With host Ray Moore. The other lucky man, Patrick Litchfield. The Mike Sam Singers. Phil Tate and the orchestra. Special guest star, Sasha Distel. Top of the bill, 62 of the world's most beautiful girls.
I took a trip on a train and I thought about you. I passed a shadowy lane and I thought about you. 2 or 3 cars parked under the stars, a winding street. Moon shining down on some little town with each beat, same old dream. At every stop that I made, oh, I thought about you. But when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked through the crack and looked at the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? I thought about you. I thought about you. And I really felt blue. I picked through the crack and looked at the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? What did I do? So what did I do? I thought about you.
Yes, hello, and a very good evening to you, and a very warm welcome indeed to this, the glamorous highlight of the beauty calendar, Miss World 1976. And backstage this year, we've got 62 of the world's most beautiful girls, all competed for that coveted crown and the title, but as well as that, they're also after that first prize cheque of £5,000, and in their year of office, they will earn something approaching £20,000, so it's well worth competing for. Sharing the onerous task of introducing the girls to you this evening, 2 men we already met rather briefly earlier on this evening, Patrick Litchfield and Sasha Distel. Patrick, could I ask you, you spend your professional life as a photographer looking at pretty girls all day long. You've seen these Miss World girls in rehearsal. What do you think of the general standard?
The standard's fantastic. I mean, they just get better each time we see them. I mean, you've been here for 3 days like me, and it seems to get better all the time.
So what as a man are you looking for in the women here tonight?
Well, I suppose as a photographer, there's an interesting point. I would, in fact, always like to look at a girl through a camera first, and all the millions of viewers who are looking in have that opportunity. It's rather easier for a photographer to see through a camera, but either way, I think they look fantastic.
Good. And Sasha, as a Frenchman, could I ask you what a Frenchman in fact looks for in a woman?
Well, I don't think a Frenchman needs to look. He knows where everything is anyway.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll be seeing you later. A lovely one. Everyone a winner. Okay, let's get this humble little show on the road, shall we? See all those 62 girls, first of all in national costumes. We're going to start off with contestant number 1, Miss Africa South.
Is Rosette Motsepe from Victoria. She's 21 years old, and she's a student of social science and a part-time model.
Miss Argentina
Is Adriana Salguero. Adriana is 19 years old, and she also is a model. Miss Argentina.
Miss Aruba.
And that's Maureen Webber. She's 20 years old, and she's an immigration officer.
Miss Australia.
And from Perth in Australia, Karen Jo Piddy. She's 19 and makes dresses for a living.
Miss Austria.
Monica Mulbar from Karlsdaten. She's 17 and a student of something I couldn't quite catch, Miss Austria.
Miss Bahamas.
Zoe Miller is Miss Bahamas from Nassau, 19, and is studying child psychology.
Miss Belgium.
Yvette Albrecht, 18, and comes from Brussels. She's studying to be an interpreter. Miss Belgium.
Miss Bermuda.
And that's Vivian Ann Hollis from Smith's Parish in Bermuda, 19, and a hotel receptionist.
Miss Brazil.
Adelaide Braga de Oliveira Pelia from Loco. Adelaide is 18 years old and a student of law.
Miss Dominion of Canada.
Pamela Mercer from Ancaster, as opposed to Doncaster, that is. She's 20, a student and a model.
Miss Chile.
Christina Granzo from Santiago. She's 18 and getting to know the drill as a student dentist.
Miss Colombia.
Maria Loretta Slidon Polgi. She's 19 and a student and shortly going to university at Miss Columbia.
Miss Costa Rica.
Bahia Ramos from San Jose is 23 years old and an architect.
Miss Curacao.
18-year-old Viveka Francisca Machena from Willemstad. She speaks English, Spanish, Dutch, and Papiamento, would you believe me?
Miss Cyprus.
Andrea Sangarudu from Famagusta is 20 years old and a student of physical education and a part-time
Miss
model.
Denmark.
Susan Hansen from Orup Finn, 18, and a very successful model.
Miss Dominican Republic.
Jenny Copran Viñas from Santo Domingo, 17 years old, and a student architect.
Miss Ecuador.
And what a lovely name this is. Marie-Claire Fontaine, 20 years old, and another student architect.
Miss El Salvador.
Sroya Comandare Zanotti from San Salvador is 17 years old, a student in psychology this time.
Miss Finland.
Maria Helena Kami from Helsinki, 21 years old, and a model and a student marketing.
Miss France.
Monique Ulderica from Paris, 22 years old, and a model, as all the best Parisians are.
Miss Germany.
Monika Schneeweiss, which is German for Snow White, so I'm told. Frankfurt, 21 years old, and a law student.
Miss Gibraltar.
Rosemary Paradis from Laguna Estate on the Rock, and who isn't these days? She's 19 years old and a shop assistant.
Miss Greece.
Rania Theophilo from Athens, a 20-year-old model.
Miss Guam.
Diana Marie Guenas, one of the youngest contestants here tonight at 17 and still at high school.
Miss Guatemala.
Marta Elisa Carredo Richardson, 21 years old and a stewardess. who doesn't like unpolite passengers.
Miss Holland.
23-year-old from Rotterdam is Stephanie Flatlow. She's a staff secretary, speaking 5 languages.
Miss Honduras.
Maribel Ayala from San Pedro, 18, and a student in business administration.
Miss Hong Kong.
Christine Leong from Hong Kong, 22, an air stewardess with Japan Airlines.
Miss Iceland.
Ciarida Augustdottir, and no way is that name pronounced, does it look? She's 19 and a bank cashier from Reykjavik.
Miss Ireland.
And a student of archaeology is Jackie Moore from Dublin, 17 years old.
Miss Israel.
From Tel Aviv, Levana Arabanel, 17, a student in agricultural school.
Miss Italy.
Antonella Lombroso from Milan, 17, a student of fashion and a model.
Miss Jamaica.
And that's Cynthia Jean Breakspear from Kingston, 21, a health club operator who jogs every morning, she tells me.
Miss Japan.
Noriko Asakuno, and I was going to ask her about her job, but she doesn't speak English and my Japanese is just a bit rusty these days. She's 19 from Tokyo.
Miss Jersey.
And that's Susan Hughes from St Helier on that sunny isle, 21 years old and an airline ground receptionist.
Miss Republic of Korea.
Young Suk Shin took 5 minutes to teach me to say her name, and I enjoyed every second. She's 19, comes from Los Angeles in California.
Miss Lebanon.
Suad Nakhal from Safat. She's 21 years old and a business administration student.
Miss Luxembourg.
19-year-old Monique Gomez is from Bastirage and she's a secretary.
Miss Malta.
Jane Salabar from Zurich, 18, a dressmaker and also models.
Miss Mexico.
Carla Jean Everett Regura from Acapulco is an interpreter and in public relations also. She's 19 years old.
Miss New Zealand.
And from Christchurch in New Zealand, Anne Clifford, 22, a law student. Particular interests are conveyancing and divorce cases. It's a good combination.
Miss Norway.
From Oslo, Nina Christine Gronberg, 21, and a student of commercial art.
Miss Paraguay.
Marie Cristina Fernandez from Asunción, 21 years old, who wrote down her occupation in Spanish, so I can't help you.
Miss Peru.
Rocio Lascano from Lima, 21, and learning to become a business administrator.
Miss Republic of Philippines.
From Rizal in the Philippines, Joy Conde is 22 years old and a bank teller.
Miss Puerto Rico.
Yvette Rosado, 19 years old and a university student and modeling instructor.
Miss Singapore.
And that's Pauline Ponitong, whose hometown I won't attempt to pronounce, but she's 18 and a clerk and typist.
Miss South Africa.
And Miss South Africa is Lynn Massin. She comes from Natal. She's 18 years old and a textile designer.
Miss Spain.
Luz Maria Polegre Hernandez from Tenerife in the Canary Isles, 18 years old and a student pharmacist.
Miss Sweden.
Anne Kristin Gernandt from Stockholm is 19 years old. She's just left school and she started modeling in Paris.
Miss Switzerland.
Ruth Crotter from Lugano in Switzerland, 21 years old and a model.
Miss Tahiti.
And that's Patricia Merva Servonat from Tapiti, who's 18 and she's training to be a secretary.
Miss Thailand.
Kang Chuan Gomosin from Bangkok, 20 years old, a model and also a dancer.
Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
All rolled into one beautiful lady, Patricia Anderson Leon from San Fernando, 21 years old and a secretary.
Miss Republic of Turkey.
Charlie Bayhan from Ankara. Charlie's 20 years old, a university student in pharmacy.
Miss United Kingdom.
Who comes from Glasgow. Carol Jean Grant is the name. She's 19 and Carol is a model.
Miss United States of America.
Kimberly Marfoley from Southfield, Michigan, 21 and a freelance model.
Miss Uruguay.
Sara Isabel Alaga Beliga from Salto, 19 years old and yet another student of law.
Miss Venezuela.
Maria Genoviva Rodero Jimenez from Caracas. Maria's 19 and a student.
Miss Virgin Islands.
Denise Lefranc comes from St. Croix, 19, a secretary, also doing freelance modeling and some photography.
And Miss Yugoslavia.
Slavita Stefanovica. That's Beograd she comes from. She's 19 and a student of economics.
Yes, there we are, all 62 girls in national costumes. And because one or two of those costumes are a little bit tricky to get into and get out of, and a couple of the judges want a little bit longer to look at the girls, we decided to record that part of the competition last night. And since then, as you probably know, we're now live here in the Royal Albert Hall. Since then, two of the girls have decided to withdraw. So tonight we're without Miss Republic of the Philippines and Miss Yugoslavia. But the important thing is we've still got 60 of the world's most beautiful girls competing tonight for Miss World 1976.